Well, the news just broke this morning, just days into the coalition air campaign over Libya. We're hearing about this fighter jet down, and it's a true story here. This is the aftermath. It was an F-15 Strike Eagle. It did crash there in Libya, not too far from Benghazi. But it was a short time later that we learned that the two-member crew, pilot in the front, weapons officer in the back, that they are safe. They are not seriously hurt. They are out of hostile territory. But we thought, who better to talk to than retired General Wesley Clark. General, good to have you back on.
Thank you, Brooke.
And I know you're not an aviator, but you have commanded plenty of them and plenty of rescue units. And hearing about this down F-15, it must be among the worst news a commander can get. It is. I mean, it really messes up your day when you hear it. But, you know, we've been practicing rescue for years. There's a play on this. There are aircraft standing by. There's a package that can go in. So it's not only the helicopter that does the pickup or the V-22 Osprey in one case, but it's also the escort aircraft, the jamming aircraft, everything that's needed to go in and get that pilot. The pilots are trained. They should have communications from the ground with handheld radios when they go in, and they're told where to go and how to meet, and there are recognition signals and link-up signals, and they know what they're doing. We've worked this. And during the Kosovo campaign, we did lose 2 aircraft. We never lost a pilot. They were always picked up, and here we've got these 2 men, and I'm very glad for it. We know that the crew is fortunate. They were met by some of the rebels, some of the friendlies on the ground, but what if that had not been the case? Then what? Well, they would have gone into hiding until one of the aircraft could have come in and picked them up. And they know how to do this. Escape and evasion is what it's called. And they practice it. They've all been through an E&E test course, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. We know that it was Admiral Locklear who said today that Gaddafi's Air Force has been greatly diminished, to use his word, from the airstrikes, part of Operation Odyssey Dawn, the missile launches. How do you interpret that, though? I think that they've lost some aircraft. They probably haven't lost all their aircraft. A lot of the stuff was probably moved to the south. Some foreign sources are saying that even some of the radars and anti-aircraft systems were moved to the south. So while we may have the superiority in the skies right now, it's not clear that we have a permanent superiority or supremacy in the skies. And obviously that's what the coalition's working on, to deepen and strengthen the suppression and destruction of his integrated air defense system. I know you have been in a similar position. You've commanded NATO troops when Security Council resolutions were violated in the past. Tell me about how these commanders are working today. Who do they even talk to? Well, the commander on the ground is the U.S. Africa commander, and he has then the air component commander. Everything's pulled together on the USS Whitney. The Air Force commanders work through probably a combined air operations center, perhaps located in Italy. They're receiving tasking orders that come down that are approved by national authorities. All of the missions are approved not only by the commander of the coalition, but by their own national authorities. And there's a daily planning cycle that pilots know in advance when they're going to go up. They know what their missions are going to be. And then there are some reaction forces that can be scrambled if something unusual happens. When the pilots are in the air, they're communicating to their air operations center. They're probably not making any decisions on their own unless something just suddenly comes up. So if they see targets on the ground, they're probably going to go back to the Combined Air Operations Center, ask for verification to make sure that there are no friendlies in the area, or to know the locations of the friendlies. They're going to do everything they can to be effective and at the same time minimize the chance of any mistake that would hurt innocent people. Okay, retired General Wesley Clark, thanks for your perspective, helping us understand, you know, what happens when an F-15 goes down especially. Thank you so much, sir.